Hello, this is Florian from SoftwareOne, and welcome to our video to see how we can transfer data from CostX to RIB 4.0. Here the example project M2C, which literally means M2 meets CostX, and we currently see that we don't have any estimates nor any BOQ available. I have a very small project I want to bring across, and we want to see how this works. So after we have installed our app which transfers the data, we need to log into our CostX, part of the local network. We tested this app with CostX 7.0 and 7.1 at this point. We can connect to the server, and here it was a local server running on this laptop. We see basically now 4 columns, 4 areas showing us the content from the CostX project, settings, access to our RIB 4.0, and any kind of reporting which we can also print. Let's quickly log in. The login can be saved so that we don't have to type it in all the time. Please note that we don't have to type any m2.cloud or anything else. We literally just type the name of the instance. We can log in. We see some reporting happening on the right hand side. While we actually have access to the projects, we can select our project, our role, and proceed. We see the existing projects. I need to select an active project here at this point. We can also select a project we can work from CostX. CostX will check it and now tells us we have an existing RIB 4.0 project code selected, which grays out the option to create this project because this project exists already. If I would go to another one, obviously it would become available because this project at this point does not exist. We have access to the building, with the building also to multiple revisions. Additional data can be transferred, be it for instance to the real estate, so that the building becomes real estate data. We can check the unit of measures, zones become project locations, and any other contractors we did set up in CostX become clerks. We can transfer the drawings as well. Currently only 3D files are permitted by the RIB 4.0 API. Can't change it. We have some features where we could select all our drawings in case if we wanted to. We have an example workbook available. We want to transfer. We have also a preview which would allow us to give us a tiny quick preview of what we actually want to transfer. We speak here in different levels, and it actually also does support multiple levels. CostX works with a fairly small amount of columns. We have 236 defaults at the moment to cover when transferring the data to M2. Those are being managed through our RIB 4.0 defaults. Here we have combo boxes which allow preset up data to be selected in case if you want to transfer the data. Those need to be configured for the particular instance, ideally, so that any personnel can only select values which are permitted by the instance. So these are not free text fields. Some of these combo boxes are grayed out because the system takes care of it when transferring the data. We have a reverse environment where we can also transfer data from RIB 4.0 to CostX. More about this later. We have here our CostX workbook available. We have the option to export all the levels, in this case about 3 levels, and the option also to additionally export any line item to become BOQ. Also, what it does when we have a quantity book in our workbook, that the quantities become resources. So here we have built resources from the rates we have here applied in the quantity book. Export level means that for each level it creates an own estimate. Final level would mean it only creates an estimate for whatever final level it finds, or I can also specify the level. So I just want to have a high level, level 1, or high level, level 2 being transferred. This works for any kind of workbooks I actually have selected, not just the active one, any we actually find. So in this case, let's say we would like to have our export of all levels, and we want to build some rates, and we also want to export it to the BOQ. We are logged in already, and we can just simply go to the export. We can observe on the right hand side the line items being processed. Please keep in mind this can be printed like a form of a drawing transfer. We call it a data transfer, so that this can be attached to any transfer nodes. Because it runs through the records one by one, the line items are being transferred and the BOQ items are being recorded while it actually filters and searches the workbook. Our BOQ parcel was exported successfully and our export progress returned back to 0. We can go to our instance. We see the different levels from our estimate. The code means it is the ID of the estimate header plus the line number of the equivalent report. So it lines up with our drawing transfer or data transfer. So going also here, for instance, to our level 3, which is a bit more detailed. We see any line items, comments basically the rows, also the header, and we also see the resources being added on as they would have been built already. Now, well, not everybody has a quantity attached to it. Going back, we have the option to find our BOQ. The reference number is being chosen by the API. We had no success to influence this at any stage. We can go to our BOQ and following our data structure and our references, we should also find any data we have submitted for our BOQ. As mentioned before, we have dozens of columns to fill. Keep in mind that CostX accepts 50 user columns, and these 50 user columns can be used for this data. Happy transferring. For any question, please reach out, and we're happy to look after you.